Okay, so I have my DIY NCT shirt that didn't come out that well, but whatever. And I want to do something interesting. I want to do a deep dive into WayV. Now, WayV is a part of NCT, that the Chinese unit, and they're called WayV. That's it. That's how they call. That's how they call them. But they're still NCT, and I think that's important to remember. Okay, so what I wanted to do was basically go deep into the music, because I have noticed that once I noticed that there's a group that when I hear the music, I tend to like them, and my playlist with them starts to grow. Sometimes I like to be like, okay, let's actually sit down and listen to what they have done. And with them, I have reached that point. And also, I noticed that they debuted in 2019, and they have already put up a nice amount of music. And so, before they go on and put up more and more, I wanted to catch up. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I have watched all of the music videos except for one, Moonwalk, because it's kind of in the middle of the whole discography. And so, I wanted to talk about a little bit of everything. Starting with the first mini album, Takeoff, it was like the introduction. Here we are. And I think it was a very nice music video. I think also now, of course, looking back at it, it really is nice to see that they had a very clear aesthetic, and they have kept on showing that aesthetic. I think that's very, very nice. Also, it reminded me of Boom by NCT Dream because of the clothing and kind of the mix between urban and fancy, kind of. I think it was very, very nice. I like that. Then you have Regular. Now, Regular, this is an interesting one because they basically made the Chinese version of Regular by NCT 127. So I think it's a very nice thing because it's kind of a reminder of they are NCT, and also showcasing, a bit more of them as a first step into the industry. So I think that was very, very nice. I did saw also a mashup of the Korean, the English, and the Chinese version, and I want that. I kind of want that. I want that, like the proper one, not a fan made, because that song slaps in polyglot. So I want that. Anyway, next we have it in this first mini album. We have Say It, an electronic vibe, a bit more romantic, but not too much. They don't really have that many ballads. As if this is not a ballad, absolutely. Then we have Comeback. Now, Comeback, there's not a music video, but there is a dance practice, and we love some Korea. I think they have very nice step moments, and this has some of those. Then Let Me Love You. Okay, this one. They have the music video, and this is a self-made music video. Why am I saying this? Because I love that. I do remember actually when it came out, because I didn't know much about them. I did knew Regular because I love that song, and I think it was nice because. And now when I look back at it today, I think it was nice because it is. I found nice sometimes to see them as just dudes that are just dudes. I don't know how to explain this. As much as I like the produced music video and the interesting songs and the makeup and costumes, and they looking at the camera like, yeah, I'm cool, everything. As much as I like that and appreciate that, I also like the moments of being like, yeah, they're just dudes. They are not completely close to my age, but I mean, with I think the difference is like for a couple of months of age difference between, I think 10. I'm not sure. I don't know their ages exactly, but I think it's 10. And so it's like, the dudes. So see them having fun and being very themselves. It's something that I really, really appreciate. But anyway, let's go back to the music. Then have Dream Lounge, also music video. And I couldn't help but notice, but that story, deserves a whole series. So whoever had that thing in mind, please develop it. That's really cool. The second mini album titles on Moonwalk, and that's the music video we're going to see now. And let's just, I have it ready. Now, I have seen this music video before, just rewatching it. And I think what's so fascinating is that at this point, I think it was a very interesting thing to see that they were staying with that sort of sci-fi thing, kind of futuristic vibe, and I really, really like it. Of course, goes down with Huria, and we love her some Korea. I also think it's interesting when they choose to do open spaces. Like in this music video, it feels open, in the open. And I really like that. I love this part. Yeah, they didn't show the Korea match in that part, but I love it. Anyway. I really love the props, and I really like the details that give you that sci-fi futuristic kind of vibe, because those are the ones that sell you the thing. Otherwise it's just like them dressing in a certain way. Yeah, get it. Just noticed there was a 7 in there. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice. We like it. We really, really like it. And I like it because, like I said, by the second mini album, it's either trying a new style, perhaps going another vibe, but they continue it, and I think that's very cool and nice. So let's talk about the second mini album. We have Moonwalk, we have Yeah Yeah Yeah. At this point, again, you hear it and you go, yeah, I can picture them with this song. Then we have Love Talk. Now, I think the music video is very cool, as in literally. There's something about they dressed in white and the whole cement and kind of interesting, very interesting vibe. But I think it's very, very cool. The song itself, I love that song. Next, we have King of Hearts. Now this was funny because it was more funky. It was smooth, but it was a little bit more upbeat. So I thought it was cool. Then we have Face to Face. Now Face to Face doesn't have a music video, but they have the concert, basically performance of it. I thought it was beautiful. I really thought it was nice. Concert things can go either way. You can either have um, a lot of autotune and a lot of weird sounds of, the whole mechanics of a concert. But in this case, I think it went very, very nice. This is one of it's a ballad basically. And I think it's a very, very nice. And it really gave me concert vibes. I felt like if I was to go to a concert, I could definitely be like, oh wait, I don't have the light stick, so we're just gonna use a photo of it. Like it really, really gave me that vibe, and I love that. So, and then finally we go na na na. This one made me happy. Like I listened to it and I wasn't really expecting it. I didn't know what I was expecting, but I don't know. It made me happy. It was upbeat and fun and cute. So that was nice. And then we have the first album, like proper album, and the title song is "Turn Back Time." Now the music video, I love it. Like I said with Moonwalk, they give you the open spaces and you feel the openness of it. This one, on the other hand, it was closed. It gave me almost claustrophobic vibes. Also, and again, they continued that sort of sci-fi vibe, and I love that. But they also were able, and this is a good thing, that they were able to twist it a little bit, and there's something kind of scary in a way about it. Like you feel there's something going on that wasn't great, and I think that's amazing. I think it's great that you visually give us something to work on our own brain. So I thought it was very, very nice. There's also have the Korean version of it. Then we have Better Life. There's the English version and Better Life. Great costumes, really like them. Great colors. The light colors were very nice and indicative of the fact that I feel this song, Better Life, is the offspring of Love Talk and Regular. Because you have like, yeah, but you also have like, yeah. That's what it gave me. Anyway. Then you have Unbreakable, which is slow, sexy music. And interesting enough, I was still in the space vibes. So they really, really nailed it into putting in my head that idea of them. And I think that's great. Then you have After Midnight. I mean, I am a night owl. So, yeah, I guess. And then we have an interlude. Now, this is something that I really, really like. Not all albums have them. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do have found that I think it's nice whenever there is an intro, an interlude, or an outro. All of them, or just two of them, or just one of them, like in this case. I really appreciate the instrumental. I don't know why. It gives me cinematic vibes whenever I hear an instrumental. So I think it enhances the whole experience. So I really like that. Then you have Only Human and Domino, which it was hard for me to explain what I felt listening to those songs. But there was something, they're not slow songs, but they're not fully upbeat. And there was a vibe, there's something that gave me the sensation of mysteriousness. I don't know how to explain it. There was something about them that were this kind of lurking. Something was lurking, and it gave me that. Then you have Up From Here, and this was another one that, again, a bit more upbeat, that Domino and Only Human, but very them. Again, I think they are nailing it. This is the style. Then you have Electric Hearts, which I was mid song and I was like, what is this giving me? And I realized that this is basically Shiny and FX. And if you know those groups that were under SM, they are under SM, Shiny's. FX disbanded and it's kind of, they disbanded. But they had a very unique style as well, and there were certain aspects of the music that, for me, that listened to them for a long, long time, kind of just clicked. And when I hear this song, it clicked with both of them. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. And finally, Stand By Me. Where's the drama? Where is this song deserves a drama to be in? I genuinely had a whole music video going on in my head while listening to it. It's very, very nice. It's worthy of it. Now, as an extra, I wanted to just talk about Nectar. Nectar was a song for the NCT 2020 Resonance album, and they basically in that album have various units and various groups, but they had this one that is basically WayV. So I wanted to talk about it because I thought it was relevant in this case. And if the other one was Love Talk and Regular Offspring, this one is Love Talk and Baby Don't Stop Offspring. Basically, it is what it is, and I like it anyway. One thing that I definitely feel that WayV has done very nicely, and I have said it already a lot, it's continuing their own style, which is interesting. And I also appreciate the fact that they, and by them I mean not only them, but the whole team, has been able to continue it and put it in different scenarios almost. I think that's very, very telling of the creative process, and I appreciate that. Now, focusing only on the music, do I like all the songs? No, I don't. But I don't like all the songs of absolutely no one. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine. If you don't like all the songs, that doesn't mean anything besides the fact that you don't like all the songs. There's nothing wrong with that. I do like most of the songs. So I am very much looking forward for future things that they do and put out. I think they're also very talented. When I was also looking at, of course, on YouTube, the music videos and everything, I also noticed a lot of covers, some of which I didn't know about, some of which I did. And that just cemented to me that they're very talented. They really, really are. Win Win and Ten's performance was beautiful and amazing. Highly recommend. Highly. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful performance. They also have covers of various songs. And I like that. I feel that kind of goes into the idea that they, again, are just dudes. They really are just vibing in this world just as everyone else is. And I really appreciate that. As a matter of fact, going a bit far from just the music aspect, talking about their idol status, if you wish, I think that they're very aware of the whole idol thing. And I think they're also very aware of how, in a way, funny it is. Because, I don't know everything about them. I don't know all the stories. I'm sorry, I don't. But when I see what I can see, and when on Twitter and TikTok or whatever, I do feel that they play a bit on it, and at the same time they're very honest, and they give me the idea of someone that is aware of it, so it doesn't take it too seriously. And I like that. I appreciate that. I think it's fun and way more better to send a message of we are entertainers and that's all fun and we have fun with it, but we also are just dudes that make silly jokes, and sometimes we're not perfect, and they give me that a lot, and I really, really appreciate it. And I also would like to talk about the interesting group they are themselves because of the individual experiences. Again, I don't know all the stories, but I do know that they have had a range of experiences in their life. So I think that in many ways, they're very representatives of stories like mine, because not only because of the internet, I got into music and stuff from various places of the world, but also because of my own experience of moving to a country, not knowing the language and having to learn it, and being it being hard sometimes to express yourself and trying to get certain cultural things, because sure, some things are similar, but some things are very different. In all these aspects, I think they have a lot of experience with it. So for me personally, that makes me feel a bit more close to them, in the sense of I get it. So when I see, for example, that they're speaking another language and they struggle like I'm doing kind of now, I get it and I like that. I think that is a very nice thing to also show and be representative in a way of the multicultural experience that many of us have had, and that sometimes it is not easy to find a celebrity that has had that experience. So I think in that case, I think this is it's a very very nice thing to showcase that multicultural experience. And yeah, I think that's amazing and fascinating. As a bit of a parenthesis, I think it is important to talk about this, because of recent times and various things going on around the world. It is important to educate, because as much as we have a multicultural experience and as much as we have internet, it also happens sometimes that we focus on certain things instead of others. And sometimes we are unaware of certain things. No one knows everything, absolutely. We all learn. And I think it is important to teach. So when issues happen in regards to the usage of someone else's culture, or certain usage of language and things like that, as much as I understand the fact that we sometimes, without realizing, absorb these things and then just use it, I also understand we don't always go deep into searching the meaning of all the words and all the sayings and all the things that we might use or not. So I think it's important to educate. I don't think, however, it is useful for anyone to forget, because if you don't know, hey, it's fine. We're telling you, we're educating ourselves. Let's search for it. Let's be a bit more attentive. And let's see. So just because you say I'm sorry, just because, oh well, yeah, okay, sorry, I'll never do it again. It takes time to see if there has been actual learning. And I think because of various reasons, they're not, indifferent from all of that. So I think it's a matter of seeing in the future. Hopefully, it's not just them, it's everyone around them, but let's see. Let's see if there's actually education and growth. And let's also educate others and ourselves. Open to suggestions, of to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't know something about. Okay, let's just take a step back and educate. Not about hate, not about counseling or whatever. It's about growth. So yeah, I wanted to say that. So yeah, just as a final thing, I'm gonna, there you go, have my light stick. And yeah, I think that it's nice of them to showcase something different, a more multicultural group. And I like their idea of kind of this sci-fi thing. I'm really looking forward to more of them, and yeah, I'm vibing with them, definitely. I think I've said that word way too much today. I'm sorry, by the way. So yeah, that was WayV's basically whole discography. Really nice. And yeah, I'm gonna take off. Bada booms.